My main concern is that we're not going to reach herd immunity because of vaccine hesitancy. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to believe who desperately want the vaccine right now. And they're thinking, oh, well, it's just a small percentage of people who are actually anti-vaxxers. And that's true. There is the anti-science, anti-vaxxer contingent. But I think that there are many more people, millions of people who, for whatever reason, have concerns about the vaccine, who just don't know what's in it for them. And we need to make it clear to them.
It's always that the peasants didn't comply enough. If you stupid people would just obey us already, this thing would go away. Now, I understand why progressives go for that kind of thinking, because they have a superstitious belief in the powers of the state. So if the state says it can wipe out a virus, who's to say it can't? Secondly, it involves so-called experts dictating to the stupid rubes, and that's their preferred model of governance. Thirdly, it allows them to ridicule the working-class people they despise. Why, if only these backward hicks would follow the science, we'd be out of this thing already. So yes, I am using pretty inflammatory language, using the word cult, but it does seem to describe what we're dealing with. The leaders are never wrong, evidence doesn't matter, people outside the cult are subhuman and selfish to be shamed and ridiculed. They have slogans, listen to the science. Maybe that slogan is meant to be funny, because these are the least scientific people I have ever encountered in my life.
And we need to make it clear to them that the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life.
Yes, we must work together to end the pandemic, but we must go further. There can be no going back to things as they were.
And we need to make it clear to them that the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life. And the window to do that is really narrowing. I mean, you were mentioning, Chris, about how all these states are reopening. They're reopening at 100%. And we have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? What's the carrot going to be? Then what's the carrot going to be? Otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine?
Geez, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because...
So that's why I think the CDC and the Biden administration needs to come out a lot bolder and say, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are all these freedoms that you have.
So I'm speaking today not necessarily as your CDC director, or not only as your CDC director, but as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, to ask you to just please hold on a little while longer. I so badly want to be done. I know you all so badly want to be done. We are just almost there, but not quite yet. And so I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can, so that all of those people that we all love will still be here when this pandemic ends.
Is that we are now launching the Green Passport Plan. Whoever has been vaccinated will be able to go and enjoy the theatre, the cinema, sports events, flights abroad, restaurants and more.
Fuck you, bitch. Hope you wind up alone.
Because otherwise, people are going to go out and enjoy these freedoms anyway. And I fear a situation of coming into the fall where we never reach herd immunity. And then we get hit by the next surge of COVID-19 in the fall, something that we could have prevented if we just got people vaccinated now.
Thank you, Dr. Alina Nguyen. Appreciate it.
If everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine?
But right now, I'm scared.